Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. Today is Sunday, October 25th, 2020, and today we're going to be talking about the 2020 presidential election in Texas. I never really make videos honing in on certain swing states, and I've kind of pushed aside the swing state series that I originally planned just because they are drastically changing every day. Had I made a video on Texas a week ago, I would have said that Donald Trump is the clear favorite, but I don't know if I can stand behind that today. Two new polls were released from the state of Texas. We'll go through them really quickly and then talk about its implications on both candidates. Today, Donald Trump holds the smallest lead he's held in Texas since the beginning of August 2020. While August was months away till the election, we are 9 days away. And might I remind you that in 2016, the polls underestimated Hillary Clinton by 3%. They gave Donald Trump a 3-point higher margin of victory versus the polls versus actual result. So if you don't think that the polls are right and you think they're as wrong as they were 4 years ago, you cannot pick and choose where to apply it. Texas goes blue. But I don't think Texas is going blue today. But it's not out of the question. And the fact that a state where 38 electoral votes is not out of the question should be very alarming for the GOP. Because let's go ahead and take a look at the 2016 presidential map. Donald Trump did a number of good things in terms of where he was able to win. He was able to win in a number of solid states. He was able to flip Iowa, Ohio, Florida, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Maine's 2nd District. That's 7 states or districts, on top of wins in Nebraska's 2nd, in North Carolina, in Georgia, in Arizona, in Texas. Across the country, Donald Trump trounced Hillary Clinton. When it came down to those 3 battleground states, those were the last leg for the Clinton campaign to stand on. The rest of the swing states should have been competitive, but as we saw, for some of them that was not the case, and Donald Trump was able to sweep the map. However, his entire electoral gain, his entire, movement of the country to the right, flipping numerous states, could be negated by one state, Texas. Because if I flip the delegates or the electoral votes, I'm going to move to paint just because it's a little bit better. Texas, if that went to Hillary Clinton, she would be president today, and we would be talking about a re-election bid for her. But obviously that was not the case. But the fact that it's no longer out of the question, and that this state single-handedly could remove every electoral gain that Donald Trump made back in 2016 compared to where the Democrats performed the year before. It went from 332 for the Democrats in 2012 down to 222. Trump won 100 more electoral votes than Mitt Romney. But all it takes is one state, and the Democrats win. So let's take a look at these 2 new polls. 2 of them, one from University of Texas at Tyler. They did likely voters and registered voters. Likely voters, which traditionally benefits Republicans just because they oversample white voters, because at a higher rate, white voters vote more than minority voters. But Biden actually fares better. This state this poll in particular, on top of a bunch of other ones actually, any A, B rated pollsters, they all give Biden a victory. Every single one. I mean, if we're applying it to just a B grade, Biden +3 or Biden +2, whichever one you want to look at, either way Biden wins. Biden +1, even, Trump +5, and then Biden +1. So since the month of October began, Joe Biden has had more polls where he is leading compared to Donald Trump. There are the same amount of even and Trump plus whatever number. And all in all, I mean, this averages out to a Trump plus 0.1 lead. And this could very well be outdated. What was Trump +5 back in October could possibly be no longer Trump +5. A lot has changed since October 9th. I mean, for a reference point, Ruth Bader Ginsburg's passing was barely a month ago. I mean, we were talking about a number of things that over the past month, we've been talking about Amy Coney Barrett. We've been talking about, court packing. We've been talking about now healthcare. And COVID-19 has since reemerged as the number one issue for Americans. All in all, these issues that are piling up against Donald Trump are not helping him. And while we see his numbers dwindle in swing states, while we see the national average hold strong for Joe Biden, I believe today marks 60 million American votes have been cast. 60 million. That is roughly the same number Donald Trump received in 2016 in terms of the popular vote. That is the same number Mitt Romney received in terms of the popular vote. 60 million prior to 2008 would have been record-breaking, groundbreaking for a candidate to receive that many votes. Now, this is not 60 million votes for Biden. Don't get me wrong. But it is 60 million votes cast early on top of an already large election day in-person presence that very well could be counted. We are on track to see monumental turnout, the likes of which we have never seen. If you thought 2008 was high and 2012 was high, well, 2020 could be very high. Now, if this early vote trend starts to die down, it is very possible that we match 2016 turnout with a little bit higher votes just because the population has grown in the United States. But at this point, the fact that roughly 1/2 of all of the votes cast 4 years ago have already been cast with 9 days till the election. Obviously, they haven't counted election day in-person votes because they haven't voted. This is actually a bad sign for the GOP because anytime there is high turnout, 2018 is a perfect example, the Democratic Party performs better. Anytime there is low turnout, 2014, 2010, the Republican Party performs better. There's a reason why Governor Greg Abbott makes it so there's only one ballot drop-off per county in Texas. He knows exactly what he's doing. And I don't think it's partisan to say that is voter suppression in its simplest form. It's very obvious. There is no logical reason as to why a county with 4.3 million people should only have one compared to another county with 4,000 people. It doesn't make any sense. It really does not. And while Texas counties are drawn up like squares, it's a lot of land. People have to drive far. And 4.3 million people in the final 2 weeks of the campaign trying to submit their ballots, it is very clear what is happening in Texas. And I do think that because these numbers are narrowing up for Joe Biden, that the Democratic Party is going to be heavily targeting this state. And Biden today, based off our most recent numbers, leads. In 4 out of the 5 most recent B-rated pollsters, they don't have any A-plus rated pollsters in Texas yet, B+, Biden leads. The average shows Trump ahead by 0.1. But like I said in the beginning of the video, that is the smallest lead Trump has seen since August 2020. And if the polls were as wrong as they were in 2016, Biden wins Texas. So no matter what, if Trump isn't able to overcome a 3-point lead, they overestimated him again, it could very well be a blue state. It is no longer out of the question. This is a state that could single-handedly remove every electoral gain Donald Trump made. How likely is this to happen? Well, in terms of 538's forecast, Joe Biden has a better chance in Texas than Donald Trump does at Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, a number of other swing states. Let's go ahead and take a look, actually. We can just compare them for fun. In Arizona, Joe Biden has a better chance in Texas than Trump does at Arizona. In Colorado, same thing. Not in Florida. Actually, okay, I'm taking a step back. Joe Biden has a better chance in Texas than Trump does at Florida. So if we were to apply that, let's just go ahead and visualize that because that is super significant. So we've hit Colorado, Arizona, Florida. Let's keep continuing because this is actually fascinating. I don't think Georgia, that doesn't make sense. Trump is the favorite. In Iowa, Trump is also the favorite. Maine statewide, absolutely. That's already characterized. In Michigan, absolutely. A 7% chance for Trump today. In Minnesota, same exact thing, already blue. In Nevada, already blue, but a 9% chance for Trump. 13 in New Hampshire, 3 in New Mexico. A higher percent chance of Biden in Texas than Trump in North Carolina. Trump is the favorite in Ohio. Same case in Pennsylvania. And this is not shaping up to be anywhere close to where Donald Trump wants the map to be. And I honestly think, while there will be some people who vehemently disagree with everything I'm saying today, you cannot argue with numbers. Quote, what about 2016? Apply the numbers, Biden wins Texas. So if Biden has a 37% chance at Texas today, where does that translate on the popular vote? Well, it actually is the closest it has ever been throughout the entire campaign, and Biden is expected to lose Texas by less than 2%. There's only one other person that could say that as a Democrat, and that is former Representative Beto O'Rourke. He lost the state of Texas to Ted Cruz by a little bit over 2%. This was a very significant swing. Flashback 2012, Ted Cruz won this state by 15 points. So did Romney. 2016 rolls around, Trump wins it by 9. 2018 rolls around, GOP wins it by 2.5. So 2.6. So Texas, rapidly growing in terms of population and in terms of minority vote share, which means that this state could jeopardize the entire Trump campaign. One singular state could negate every other swing state from 2016 that went to Trump, and it's just a click of a button. Texas blue, the rest of the country blue, and that's just how it goes. Texas is a very populous state. I've referred to it as the Republican Party's California. That no longer holds true. I only said that because it was large in electoral presence, and realistically, we didn't see Democrats coming too close other than Beto O'Rourke. At that time, the Republican Party could have played it off as a fluke, but we are 9 days till the election. Biden leads in 4 out of the 5 most recent polls, credible polls. And today, amongst likely voters, Biden leads by 3. The last time, I believe, University of Texas at Tyler did a poll here. We can see Trump was ahead by 2%. This is a swing, a 5-point swing in favor of Biden. And at the end of the day, this is the smallest lead we've seen for Trump. And every single state that I'm characterizing as blue, Donald Trump has a lower percent chance at winning here than Biden does at Texas. And that should really scare the GOP, because that is something that is unprecedented. We've never seen before. And 9 days till the election, this could very well be a Biden state if the energy is picked up. 7 million votes have already been counted in Texas, or been cast in Texas. For reference, roughly 9 million votes were cast in 2016. 9 days till the election, 7 million votes have already been cast in Texas. This is huge. This state, all eyes on Texas. The Rust Belt has pretty much been solidified. Not to say that Democrats should be complacent, but they should be very happy with the way that the Biden campaign ran their strategy. Things changed very quickly for Secretary Clinton. But unfortunately for Donald Trump this time around, there's a lot more on him, and there's a lot less on Biden. Hillary Clinton was a scandal-plagued candidate. The only thing that the Trump campaign is really trying to throw onto Biden, because this Sleepy Joe rhetoric didn't work out for them at the debate, is attacking his family. But at the end of the day, the American people do not care. And that is being reflected in numerous swing states that are backing away from previously supporting President Trump, Texas included. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to comment down suggestions below. Subscribe on the left if you haven't already, and check out the Instagram and Twitter. At the bottom left of the screen, there's also a Discord link for you to go ahead and join. On the screen, there's a video you can watch and then a playlist for my 2020 election videos. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all later today.